Hey everyone, just came on here to say hi again, and I would just like to give hope to those out there that need it. I lived through quite a bit, and it hasn't been easy, but with God, that's the reason I'm standing. I am standing because of God. I have kept going because of God. He has been my hope. He has been my hope in everything. I went through the loss of a mother, the loss of 4 children. And I do say 4 children. One was a baby, one is a 3.5-year-old, and 2 miscarriages. My baby is Zechariah, who God had given me a name for, and my son, other 3.5-year-old son, was Jaden Garrett, which God had given me both of those names as well. And it happened in a roundabout way, but it was pretty cool. So, yeah. And then shortly after my 2 miscarriages in 2016, there was an announcement of divorce. And 2017, God was showing me there was an affair going on. And I went out to try to save my marriage. I drove from Kansas City to Connecticut twice, once in July, once in December. But it didn't stop him from having his affair. He continued. And it wasn't until 2019 that I found out exactly who it was. And it was the woman at work that he had called homely. When I asked about the women at work, just trying to reassure myself that nothing could be going on at work, he called her, oh, well, she's just homely. So I would say to women, watch out for the homely one, or the one that your husband's saying homely, or hopefully, it wouldn't be so, but in my case, it was so. Anyway, that all happened, and the divorce ended at the end of 2018. Since then, there's been many other things that have happened. A lot of other hard things that I've walked through. The loss of a good friend happened in there. She had fought breast cancer and survived it, and then she passed from cancer. And then I was trying to remember. I know that was I believe it was before the divorce happened, but I'd have to go back and look at pictures to know. And then my father passed soon after the divorce. He passed in 2019, March of 2019, just shy of his 80th birthday. And I was dealing with a narcissist. Well, my ex was a narcissist for 14 years, but I guess I was going to say a scam artist is what I was dealing with online. I guess he could have had narcissist behavior. It sure seemed like it. And that he seemed to let me be after he knew that I lost my father, which was pretty cool. And I believe that I may have brought him a little bit closer to Christ in that interaction. That's at least what I'm hoping. I always have hope for others. That's a thing too. I kind of have a little bit of a savior's complex. So I'm not anybody's savior. Can't even save my own self half the time. So don't know what it is. I guess it's a big compassionate heart that I have that wants to help everyone and help heal people that have gone through abuse, because I've gone through abuse, so I know what it's like. It just makes me want to save anyone that's gone through it, or or help people. I mean, that is one thing I would like to do, is help people through the trials that they go through that are similar to what I've gone through. So I have a really huge array of things that I could actually help people with. So I'm hoping that this resonates with someone or many people. And I just want to say to those people that have gone through a lot like I have and have walked alone in most of it, because I've walked alone other than God and my children. I've mostly walked alone. I didn't have relatives coming to the rescue. I didn't have friends coming to the rescue. I know tons of people, but I just didn't have that situation. I did have some friends that showed up here and there as they could in Kansas City. I think those were friends that just, they were there for me. There was a handful of them that were really, really there for me. So that I can say. I don't want to dismiss those people, because they really were there for me. And I understand not everyone can be there for you, but my family was probably even closer than those friends that came to help. My family was 10 minutes away. My friends are 20 minutes away. So that was pretty hard, having, family members that close. And even when family members about an hour away, but didn't really come to help me. And it really hurts. It really stung, especially when my sister-in-law had her baby, and all of a sudden my sister was posting all of the things she was doing for my sister-in-law, but yet she didn't do any of that for me. And I had a really tough time. Like, my son had failure to thrive and struggling in his first year to live, and I walked that alone. And he's gone now, because that failure to thrive was related to the malrotation, which he died from. So when I say I've gone through a lot, I've gone through a lot. And I may have tears on here, because I had great composure until just this moment. So it's kind of interesting that it's been since 2014, July 25th, 2014, when I lost him. And for some reason this past week, probably because I'm missing his brother that's out with his dad in Connecticut, I believe that's might be it, or just maybe it's time to fully break down and cry, because I was so busy and trying to be there for my kids and dealing with depression and other different things that I didn't want to admit that I had any depression. Didn't want to admit I had any anxiety. I just, at times you want to just look like you got it together, And I just think it's a program that I'm going through at a church I walked through their 11 steps. I have the 12th to finish, and then I thinking to do it again, because this time I want to work on the depression side of it. And I think that came about just because I don't have my son Wyatt here with me right now, and I just miss and love him so much, and he's out with his dad, and that's been hard on me. So it's been really hard. Yeah, I just noticed the clouds go over the sun. I was about to say the clouds went behind the sun, but then it wouldn't have gotten dark. My brain, I feel like my brain it's not just dyslexic in numbers at times, it's also dyslexic in words or thoughts or things like the sun going in front of the clouds, or silly stuff like that. Oh gosh, I got a silly brain. But laughter's great, and joy, and that's what I'm striving to have more and more in my life. I've had joy throughout a lot of the stuff that's gone on, but it hasn't been easy to, just hasn't been easy. But joy can't be stolen because it comes from the Lord. So joy is of the Lord, and happiness is of the world, and happiness, that's fleeting. But joy, that's a very sustaining thing, because it comes from God. So as long as we're, in alignment with God, we have his joy, and that can't be stolen. Even in the tough times that for a moment it might seem like it's a bit cloudy in our lives, but the joy is still there. It's not gone. It's not gone. It's there. Anyway, I've been going on and on, so I guess I'm just gonna end this here. This is just a snippet of my story and just kind of a quick overview, and hopefully we'll go and dive deeper. I love you guys, and I hope all goes well. I hope you do not lose sight of the hope that is out there. Just takes a little bit of hope, and kind of like the mustard seed of faith. It's only a little bit of hope too that you need to keep you going. So hold on to that little bit of hope. God bless you all. Wishing you the best, and see you next time.